Yeah.
This calcium chew is real chewy. It's Lilox. So today I'm going to be going over my epic journey into gastric bypass. Thus far, I am currently 6 weeks and like 3 days or so post-surgery. My surgery was December 5th, 2017. It was a pretty crazy day and recovery has been awesome so far. So I haven't had any complications from the surgery or anything like that. But before that, let's go way back into the beginning. So my surgeon was Dr. Eugenius Harvey from Mount Sinai St. Luke's Hospital. He's a great guy. Definitely recommend him. I met Dr. Harvey for the first time in July. It was a little frustrating in the beginning because it took a while to get an appointment with him. Because every time I would book something, I would call in and then the next appointment available would be like 3 months like afterwards. We had to reschedule like 3 times. It was super annoying. Finally got to meet him. It was July 20th. That was our first meeting. I did all the preliminary like testings and things like that, so checking my height and weight, seeing what my BMI was. Generally bariatric surgery insurance coverage is very much based on like BMI and things like that, and I just qualified under insurance policies to be covered for this surgery. So my BMI at the time was 40.6 or something like that, and the absolute minimum is 40. At that time I was weighing 268. That was my highest weight. We kind of went through the checklist of what I'm supposed to do. So in order for insurance to cover my surgery, I was required to attend 2 support groups, do a psychology exam, a pulmonary testing, a nutrition class. It was a very small like to-do list because my insurance was actually a little bit more flexible. Generally, most insurances require you to do at least 3 to 6 months of like controlled dieting, but my insurance didn't require it, so the process was very quick. Then my general doctor decided he wanted to throw me into a bajillion other tests, which basically prolonged the entire process. So what literally should have just taken 2 months ended up taking 5. In addition to the short list that my surgeon gave me, my general doctor made me do chest x-rays, pulmonary testing, sleep study, which led to me needing a CPAP machine because I had like very mild sleep apnea. I was literally every other day at an appointment for 5 months, just like so many appointments because I wanted to do this really fast. The last thing I had to do was take antibiotics because I was tested for H. pylori bacteria, which is usually like a thing that causes ulcers in your stomach, and I tested positive. So I had to go through 2 weeks of antibiotics before the surgery. Once I met with the surgeon, we scheduled the surgery date, and that was it, December 5th. So as far as the pre-op diet, I didn't really have to do like a liquid diet of sorts. I ended up doing it anyway because he was very strict about me being a certain weight before surgery, and I had gone over almost 10 pounds. So I put myself on a liquid diet for about 2 weeks or so, on and off. I say on and off because I was losing weight a little bit too quickly, and I didn't want to risk going way under my BMI and like risk not being able to get the surgery or not being qualified anymore or whatever. So as far as recovery, I only lasted 1 night in the hospital. I actually went through my water intake very quickly. As I said, I'm impatient and I'm a bit of an overachiever, so I literally would like just chug my 4 ounces. Even at 3 in the morning, 6 in the morning, I would go in and take my ounces, and I was able to get it all down very well. I had no gas pains. I just felt bloated. Recovery was actually like, it couldn't have gone any more smoothly, to be honest. Like, I had no issues whatsoever. Basically, like, all these doctors would come in and be like, yeah, you're like the star patient, like you're the only one who hasn't had any issues or whatever. And I felt so bad for some people because this elderly woman who was like sharing the room with me, every other second she'd be like, oh god, oh my god, oh Oh my god. Across the hallway, this woman was just like, I felt so bad, bless her soul. Like, she was just hurling air like all day and all night. It was awful. Like, she was so nauseated, but there was nothing for her to vomit, so she was just like, ooh. That I tried to use the CPAP machine that they had there, but it was just so bad. No humidity. Like, I would wake up drier than the Sahara Desert, drier than my DMs. Like, it was crazy dry, so I stopped using it. I was able to get through my 4 ounces very quickly, and so I was released the next morning. So I spent a week at my mom's place just because since my fiance works overnights, he wouldn't have been there to kind of, if I needed him. I think there was like maybe one day where I did have a gas pain, like I had like a bubble stuck somewhere, and so I had to like walk it off a little bit, but it was just like once or twice, and it didn't last very long. So that was the only real like moments of pain that I had. Other than that, it was just a little discomfort. The stitching like was a little itchy, things like that. Right now my scars are still a little dark, unfortunately. I guess that's just the way my skin kind of heals. So I'm a little salty that I'm seeing like other bariatric babes on Instagram and their scars are like vanished within like 2 days, and I'm still with this dark ass patch. I lost about 5 pounds that first week. It was pretty quick. So progressing through the foods was not necessarily challenging. It was just really freaking boring. I started like experimenting with purees and things like that, so I stuck with applesauce a lot. When I finally got cleared for soft foods, which would be like the tuna fish, the guacamoles, the scrambled eggs, the porridge, cottage cheese, ew. I had one bite of cottage cheese and I was like, nope, that's not happening. I had mostly eggs and then I had some tuna fish, but I got so tired of it so fast. I couldn't stand that damn lemon pepper tuna fish taste. It was so much. I haven't had any dumping syndrome issues. The only issues I would run into was if I ate too fast. I would end up just like blocking my stomach, well, my pouch, I guess it's what it's called now. So I would progress myself little by little each day, and then I wouldn't like go overboard. So obviously I would like make sure I undereat anything new just in case, but I've never gotten any like reactions to anything specific. But I have had like heart palpitations with like greasy foods. So anything that's like overly fried, like mozzarella sticks, or like say chicken parmesan, things like that, where you usually have to like fry the chicken first, that would give me like racing heart, and that would get me very tired. It's very like nerve-wracking when that happened the first time. I was like, am I fucking dying? I thought I was getting dumping syndrome, because dumping syndrome, that is one of the symptoms, but dumping syndrome is usually like a whole host of events. It's usually not an isolated like symptom. It's so weird and so TMI, but throwing up post bypass is so interesting. Normally, like say you're hungover or you're like super sick with the bug and you throw up and you have this mess of like bile and like all this food and all this liquid, because you know when we eat, we like generally drink and eat at the same time. But like post bypass, you literally only throw up what you chew, and it's so weird. Like there's no acid coming up with it, because all the acid is like in the other stomach that's like left behind, which is not the case with the sleeve. Like with the sleeve you'll still have some acid because it's all like in one little tube, but with the bypass it's all in a different stomach. Like here's a comparison of what it looks like. It reminds me of when my cat throws up and he's just like kind of hacking, and then he throws up and it's literally just food. It's like so weird. That's what it is, and I'm just like, oh, it's not even messy. Like I'm hacking and gagging and all that comes out is this little plop of food and I'm done. There's a perk, I guess. Obviously I'm not eating as much as I used to, and it just doesn't register anymore like in my brain to my stomach. Like I'll be like, oh, I'm kind of hungry, but it's not like I don't get hangry anymore. Sir? Lost my train of thought. Thanks, Caesar. Oh, I just remember what I was talking about. So I don't get hangry like I used to. Before, it was a problem. I would get actual stomach pains if I went a couple hours without eating, so I would be eating all the time. It was crazy. But now it's just, when it's time to eat, I'm just like, I just don't want to eat at all. Not that I'm avoiding eating or anything. Of course, I'm like feeding myself. I don't get the primal urge to eat anymore. The hardest part is getting your water in. The first couple weeks is super difficult because you're so used to just chugging water, and when you do the surgery, your water intake is supposed to be extremely controlled for a while. Like, you're only allowed 4 ounces per hour, and it's not because your stomach can't hold more, it's just because it's more to control your drinking and to prevent you from drinking too fast than your stomach can handle. Now I can drink a whole 16 ounces within an hour. I'm just constantly just doing this, taking sips, and then by the time the hour's over, like I'm already on my second 16 ounce like drink. It's just a matter of really controlling yourself and really paying attention to your body, blah blah, don't overdo it, be careful, blah blah, you know how that goes. It was very hard in the beginning because, you know, the only way for me to get 64 ounces in a day is to wake up early, to drink on time, and then I would spend literally like all day before I even got to like 60. Like, it would be from like 8 a.m. to like 12 o'clock in the morning. But as I progressed, I would try a little bit more and a little bit more, or I would sip more frequently instead of waiting an hour to drink 4 ounces. And now I'm a-okay. So obviously I can't chug it because, you know, I'll definitely feel it in my stomach. I have been slacking a little bit on the protein shakes. Protein shakes are not forever. They're not meant to be forever, but I don't necessarily eat enough protein to be able to let it go right now. But the protein shakes I use is very good. This is the protein that I use, Impact Whey protein from My Protein. This is not sponsored or affiliated, though if y'all watching this, y'all better hook a girl up. I actually really like the strawberry cream. Generally, I'm a very vanilla girl. I actually bought this off a recommendation. I bought vanilla and strawberry cream samples. I wasn't gonna buy the strawberry cream. He was like, yo, you gotta get the strawberry cream. So I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna get the strawberry cream. So then I bought the strawberry cream, and I really actually liked the strawberry cream more because the vanilla, while it was good, it reminded me too much of like protein powder, like that very distinct protein powder smell. And like the strawberry was a little more sweeter, it was more dessert like. I'm not a sweets person, but you know, it was a very good kind of sweet. It wasn't like overly powerful. It's not like a fruity sweet, it's more like a pastry kind of sweet. So it's really good. I actually really love this brand because I'm actually able to drink an entire scoop with just 4 ounces of water. Hello. When I first started the liquid diet after the surgery, I was already sick of like muscle milk and all these protein shakes where like you have to drink like a whole 20, 30, 40 ounces just to get like 20 grams of protein. It's hard enough drinking 64 ounces of water. Now I had to add all this protein shake, and like that just added up with the time. So once I found this protein shake, I can get 18 grams of protein in an hour with just 4 ounces of water, and it's not chalky, and it's not like, it's a nice consistency, and like, hello, clearly I was gonna buy this. So that's where I'm at right now, bariatric surgery wise, and in my surgery journey. December 5th was my surgery date. I'm down 30 pounds. 277 pounds was my highest weight. I'm 5'8", and as of yesterday, January 25th, I'm 247 pounds. Yay! In my next bariatric surgery / update video, I'll run you guys through some recipes that I like to do. I try to make my meals not boring because I really want to enjoy eating food, you know, healthier versions and like eating better, but still enjoying it. I really like cooking a lot. I cook a lot for my fiance, and so obviously I get to, you know, hone my chef skills. Follow my Instagram, you'll see some examples of things that I cook. I cook all the time. I'm always meal prepping. I meal prep like twice a week. I started eating tortilla pizzas again because hello, it's delicious and pizza is life. Let me know any comments, questions, concerns, requests below, or my messages, or my DMs, or whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this has helped some of you. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.